So I got this call, and the doctor says to me, he goes, you know, you can be uh in the Booby Hall of Fame if you just send me pictures, right? He says all I need is a dozen or so pictures of each sides of my, bosom, and I could be in the Booby Hall of Fame. This Dr. Nutrition, weird name, right? I think it was Dr. Malnutrition. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, just send me all this stuff and, you know, I'll be known for in the,
You are crazy.
I know.
Great story.
Might
It's probably true.
It might be a true story, I was gonna say. I,
True
I, I
story,
think I
guys.
won't tell my husband this one because he'll think it's fake.
It's a true story.
I listened to my best friend.
How are you all tonight? Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Good
Man,
evening. Good evening. I don't
that's
know if
16.
anybody's up. I don't know if anybody's going to see this with us, but since it's about 5 minutes, 6 minutes to New Year's for Joe, we
Mountain
decided to
time.
come on. I
Mhm.
slept. I woke up at 12:02. I missed New Year's. My husband's asleep. The kid's asleep. I messaged a few friends, and that was it. My family in the group. Uh, fun, fun, fun.
Mhm.
It just doesn't
I'm
seem
hearing the
to
noise
matter.
outside. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, that's what woke me up, the fireworks.
Yeah.
It'd been fireworks since before it was dark, but um it was 12:02 that woke me up. I don't know what went off. Probably one of those whistler thingies, and
Hmm.
let's see if anybody's gonna come on, Joe.
Yeah.
I know Helen was up an hour ago. That doesn't mean she's up now.
Well, let's
God, what
see.
Helen sent us broke our hearts, both of us. I didn't know she sent it to you.
Yeah, I saw that. And that's what kind of freaks me out about those subways also, man. I just
It was a very sparse thing to happen.
mm,
And then now it's become a game to these people.
yeah.
And maybe you should explain what we saw because I don't think I can.
Well, there was this guy standing at the I guess the ramp to get on one of the trains in the subway, and these young men jumped over the turnstiles. They didn't pay. They
Right.
jumped over the turnstile, and right right when the train was coming, I mean, right when the train got there,
It
and
wasn't
that train
either of
was
those
coming
men,
fast.
Joe. The
I
two
know
men that
there was a guy that came from the right out, and he just pushed this guy into the tracks right in front of the train, and
right before the
just
train came.
right when the train got there, and there's no way to get him to save him, no way,
Oh no.
and
It
that train
was
could
a
not
split
stop him.
second before the train was there.
Mhm.
The thing is, I don't get why that guy was standing so close to the damn edge anymore.
That was really
There's always
scary.
benches to sit in.
That's
You
some
know,
scary stuff, man.
I've been watching some of these videos about what happened in Brooklyn, and I'm like, I am in awe. Now, first of all, who the fuck is taping this shit? Listen, I understand kids and people being afraid because of look what happened to Penny. Daniel Penny was like in jail for 18 months for trying to help, and people are afraid to get involved. I've said this for years now. You're damned if you do in New York, and you're damned if you don't. And I said it many, many times that Seinfeld's episode, their last episode, gave it away. They really did. And that was the kind of law. This is the kind of law that now, that's communist law. It's communist law. You're supposed to try to help
You are
as
supposed
long
to.
as it doesn't endanger yourself or the people you're with. You're supposed to try to help. Now, you hear the background where this woman, I pictured it totally different. I pictured that the train was still moving, that there wasn't actual video, that this woman was set ablaze. It was just her and an immigrant and maybe a few people on the train freaking out because they're freaking out because everything's going to go. No, the train is stopped. They're on the platform. The doors are open. What? Okay, none of this makes sense, people. I understand people not getting involved because we're programmed to at this point. But this lady is standing there on the train on fire,
Right.
standing. Um, there's people videotaping her. There is an officer or MTA security walking past her, probably looking for help. But honestly, there's nothing. What do they not know the simplest thing? You take this woman, you drag her on first you get her out of the train. The train
Yeah.
can go up, not the cement floor, you idiots. You get her out of the fucking train, you put her on the floor. She had a jacket on. You take the jacket off through the head, right? So the head
So that it
covers the
pulls,
hand.
yeah, so that it pulls the fire away from her. Yeah, exactly.
You get
It's
her on the
easy, simple.
concrete floor. There's tons of people in New York that drink fucking water.
Yeah,
All you hear is this one kid saying, damn, damn. I'm like,
yeah,
no, no, no. New Yorkers, even Brooklyners, are not dumb. They're not dumb people. This does not happen. And the woman just standing there on fire?
yeah.
She's still, guys, no. I don't care what kind of drug she was on, if she thought it was fake. When your skin starts to burn, your reflection, your reflective actions, your involuntary actions happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't do that. She
Why
stood
didn't
there
she do
like,
that? Dun,
because
dun,
it's
dun, dun,
fucking
dun.
fake, Joe.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah, she
else?
did. She
When
just
else
stood
did
there and just stood there and
she
just,
just
it
stood
was like a
there?
statue, right?
When else did the cops stand
Yeah.
down? When Epstein was killed? When he committed suicide? The
Yeah.
cops fell asleep and electricity went off.
Yeah. Right at the right time.
It's
Then he killed
teaching.
himself with toilet paper.
I
Yeah,
hate
he
that.
hung himself.
And then we have two different um Mama Helen said she sent me an article that it was a 59-year-old homeless woman, and then I read that it was a 29-year-old homeless girl. So they don't even have her fingerprints. They let her burn so badly that it got to her hands, and they don't have proper teeth.
Yeah,
The teeth
they knew
are
who she
always the way to
was.
go.
They did find out who she was at.
Yeah, but there's conflicting information now. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Mama Helen showed me one either today or last night, an
Oh,
article that it was a different woman from Tom's River. Tom's River is where my mother-in-law lives, which is odd because that's where Fort Dix is. That's where a lot of the drones around that area. I mean, just come on.
oh yeah, that's really too coincidental,
Aren't we getting, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, talk about
Come on, man.
coincidences.
God
What about
damn.
you selling the wife, the wife of the first, go on, you say it. That got me
Well,
excited.
the lady, she's a really nice lady.
Happy New
And
Year's, Dwayne and Joseph.
yeah, yeah, it's Happy New Year's, guys.
Go
Um,
on, you tell your story though,
I
because
sold a car to this lady today, and her she was a very nice lady. She was real old. And her husband was the one of the first drivers
oh
of
shit,
the
it is
Mars
Happy New
rover.
Year's, Joe.
Huh?
You missed it.
What?
It's 2:02 my time.
Ah, we missed it. 202.
Sorry, but go on.
1202. Oh well. Hey, Happy New Year's. Look at this.
Joseph, I think you're 2 hours behind me, so definitely Happy New Year's. All right.
Happy New Year's,
I
guys.
don't
I
know
don't
who else
really
is on.
party.
There's a few watching, but
Yeah,
Happy New Year's, everybody. Mwah,
yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
best.
I don't party, so I really
I,
don't pay attention,
that's
so I
why I
apologize.
know I'm done with, because it's a freaking, who
Look at
cares?
my background, yo. That's my party, yo.
For health, prosperity, love, peace, and Trump.
Yes.
Happy New Year. Okay.
Change.
Please tell the story because it's kind of,
change. But anyways, this lady, what her husband was the first Mars rover driver. And Carolyn and me had just been talking about Mars the day before. We were watching a video on the rovers,
we were,
looking at the different terrains and looking out that there had to have been like water, right? What we were talking about, right? Remember?
yeah, I
And
think we're
and
gonna, I actually, let's bring this up now. I don't want to go through the whole thing.
yeah,
The whole flat earth theory and stuff, it's become a big thing for some people, and especially for a few conspiracists. I am going to say I don't believe in it. Um, I'm watching I'm watching Live Earth. I'm
fascinating.
watching Live Nebula. I'm watching what are the two robots, Ingenuity and Perseverance?
Mm.
On Ingenuity is a kind of helicopter robot, and Perseverance is a rover. And like Joe said, I've been watching them, and then I
Mm.
mentioned it to Joe yesterday, just
Hmm.
yesterday, and then you sold her. Hey, come on, people. Now I'm looking at this rock, and I love geology. I really do. I don't know rocks and water and shit like that. Earth stuff fascinates me. Elements, right? And I'm like, those are sedimentary. And then sure enough, they said it, sedimentary rocks. They're like, get down. They're deltas, right? Meaning that there was water there. My whole, I'm going to do this really quick. My whole idea is that the Earth and most of the planets around us were all one at one time. We all came from Mother Earth. So maybe the flat earthers are kind of right. Maybe the Earth was bigger, right? And then you had something that hit us, something the size of the Grand Canyon, that we didn't have plate tectonics. It wasn't underneath the Earth that made the freaking continents separate. It was something that came from above, right? And it because I remember reading, I must have been like 10 years old, and I always say how long ago it was. I used to subscribe to astronomy magazine, right? So I was very young. It was before I was 13 when I stopped reading it. And I remember them saying that the moon, and I've never heard it again. And as you can hear, I know a little bit about science, where I hope I'm saying things correctly, but where I read enough of it. But I've never heard this again, that the moon was once part of the Earth. Somebody believed, a whole panel of scientists believed that the moon was once part of the Earth. I don't believe that. I believe the moon is artificial. It does not look natural to me. Sorry, just doesn't look fucking natural. It's so bright. Doesn't make sense. Like if you take the moon of Mars, like I think it's Phobos. There's Deimos and Phobos, and Phobos of
Mm.
Mars is just itty bitty rocks. It's not one, it's not a constitution. Oh, it is a constitution. It is a constitution.
Awful together.
Right, all together it makes a
Hmm.
constitution, right? All these little itty bitty rocks making one solid moon. What looks to us as one solid moon. So what if all the planets, maybe not Pluto because they don't consider it a planet, give a shit, whatever, got hit, right? And then they developed outside, and we know that gravity or plasma, because I'm beginning not to believe in gravity. Gravity is a human concept. Plasma is universal. Um, Made these things cylinder, right? And of course, um, when you have a big enough star or something, planetary object, you're gonna have things floating around it. I'm not exactly sure about the rings, but well, the rings would do the same thing. They're the same thing. They're just gases and rocks and different elements. Such a fantastical. I just okay. So here's the deal. Getting back to the flat Earth a little bit, and then Joe, you could go on about the Chinese if you'd like. Um, I asked Dana to join us once again. He
Hmm.
definitely wants to. It's been really busy for him, and I get it. I'm hoping Charles and I'm hoping Bill Black, who is the anti-flat earther, will join us. Pretty soon, Dana's gonna pick a day. I told him to pick a day and pick a time, right? talk about the flat earth, but I asked him one very important question. Now, I don't follow Q. I really don't. I know plenty of people that do, and I hear a bunch of shit and whatever. Especially in the beginning, I would listen to other people about Q. But it was obvious what track they were on, right? So I said to Dana, I said, I want to hear one military Q um video meme, they have these little tricky statements, whatever, that they say. I want to hear Q say that the earth was flat. Because everything that I study um disagrees with it or has not mentioned it, rather. They omit it. And then I'm looking at these beautiful pictures of the earth from, our satellites and such. One was
Um,
the Webb
Space Station.
the Webb telescope,
Yeah.
James Webb, WEBB.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just looks real to
Right.
me. I've never seen it like that. Now, NASA probably did never go to the moon. I will agree with that. But what
Yeah.
what I will say is integrity went 2,400 miles an hour and only took 7 months to go to Mars. It was like last year or something, I think. Right? That's not impossible. And it's not impossible, especially because Trump was already president 8 years ago, right? Space Force, SpaceX, we got all these things out there. Just heads up. And Mars is very round. It is very round. And I'll tell you something, it doesn't look fake to me. I mean, what do I have to compare on? I have years and years of astronomy magazines, even astrology. You got to see what the book I have holding up my computer that I obviously stole from the library at 14 years old. Let me see. Is it here? You guys see that?
Yep.
Psychic Dreaming.
Hmm.
14, I didn't steal it. I took out a bunch of books and apparently forgot to give it back.
Thief. A library thief.
I've been doing this conspiracy and, all these kind of weird things since I'm a child. So that's why I hope you guys like understand and believe me sometimes. You guys probably should believe me more than I believe myself, I think. But anyhow,
Try 24,000 miles per hour. Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
it would take us like 40 years or so to get to Mars going at 100 miles an hour. But this thing is a robot, right? We couldn't do it. We couldn't do that, not even well, not with the spacecraft that we know of or the aircraft that we know of. So it took them, uh, the rover only 7 or 8 months, I think, something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah, that was from Dwayne. Thanks, Dwayne.
thank you, Dwayne.
Hmm. And Rob says, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Brother Robert. All right. Now you had something about China, which I didn't rate in the chat, but let's go over it before.
China, they call him the president. I call him the dictator. XI, XI, dictator, XI.
The,
He's threatening. He's
thy,
threatening.
the,
Yeah, he's threatening that
whatever.
no one can stop him. No one can stop him taking over Taiwan. Right?
But
He claims
Trump.
that.
Nobody
Yeah,
but Trump.
he claims the island as its territory, and he's not afraid to use force to bring it under control. And I don't know their aircraft. I don't know what PLA stands for or PLAN, which is a vessel. I don't know what those stand for, but that's their people. I don't know what
Was
those.
it in property, probably?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what they stand for, but they're
Well, read
doing
it.
exercises around Taiwan. So he's getting ready to take it. This is what he actually said. He said, the Chinese people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait are one family. No one can sever our blood ties, and no one and stop the historical trend of reunification of the motherland. He said it in a broadcast speech. Now he's really planning on bringing it under his
He
control.
said that, Z, whatever the fuck his name
Yeah,
is.
yep. XI, the dictator XI.
This guy. Does he know that his name is Roman numerals?
Yeah,
XI means 11 and Roman
there you
numeral
go.
X is 10 and I is 1. So
Dictator number 11.
if it would if it was IX, it would be 9 because
There
you
you go.
subtract it when the bigger one. What a dork. Look,
Yeah,
all I kind of remember our President Trump meeting him, and the guy was quivering.
yeah,
Same like Schumer, same like Pelosi. They quiver. They scared shit
yeah.
of
They're
the
coming
new.
under control now. They're all bowing down to him, saying, "Okay, okay, we're sorry, we're
Oh,
sorry," because they know Trump means
before you
business.
serve, you're
He don't
gonna
play.
get.
Yeah, he don't play. We're not playing
Yep.
anymore.
No, because everybody is awake. Now you see
Hmm.
how what a ploy that they had to come up with woke because way before that we were saying the Great Awakening.
Hmm.
So they came up with that terminology woke. Don't use it, guys. Don't use their stupid terminologies, please.
Not woke.
Only if it's necessary, but
Mm-mm.
don't, I wouldn't use it. I
Let's
mean,
let's say let's say it like this. They are starting to see the light.
they have no choice.
Yes, because it's the light is bright.
That's right. That's okay. Are you rhyming? Dr.
Hey,
Seuss?
Joe
Um,
rhymed. Check him out.
you're good. Well, I mean, since you've been awake for like, you're closing in on, what, 18 hours?
Mhm.
I give you any credit.
Oh yeah. Yo, it's a past 18 hours. I've been.
Oh, I don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping like a.
Yeah, I got up
How many of you have been
six.
sleeping? A lot. Not being able to help it almost. I
Yeah, I
wonder.
got. Yeah, not me. I just fucking my sleeping sucks. So
That it goes both ways. It's been
yeah.
a lot to handle for everybody. I know, guys, it's difficult to believe in this stuff, but like, for example, I mean, you can't make this up. Um, I was sick the other day, and it was at night. Well, I was sick kind of the whole day, kind of nauseous feeling, and we're thinking it might be the Chinese food that we've been ordering. But I even ate a little bit of something and I couldn't hold it down. Let's put it that way, right? So I was pretty sick and I just couldn't wait to pass out. Like I wanted to go to sleep. So I was just laying there sick until like I fell asleep. John and I are talking the next morning. He goes, "You feeling a little better?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel better, except, for actually my stomach wasn't that great from doing that deed or whatever." And he goes a little later on, like an hour or so later after we meet for a cup of coffee. We have our little chats in the morning. And he goes, I forgot to tell you, I haven't had a dream about your dad. I bet this is the first dream I had last night about your father. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, what happened? He goes, well, we were in the old Brooklyn apartment and we were in the bedroom, which dad only went in there a couple of times, because I had a painting in there that I painted that he loved. And like he really rarely went there, but he was in the bedroom and John was standing next to him by the TV, and apparently I might have been in the bed because it was a small room and there was just like the bed and some furniture and the TV, right? So he and I said, "Well, what did he say?" And he goes, I can't remember something about antibiotics, I think. And I was like, "Well, that's strange." And I'm like, "John, I was sick last night. I was sick last night." And he was like, "Holy fuck, you're giving me the shiver. How many times do I give you the shivers, Joe?"
Mm.
Uh-huh. Because it's real. I gave my own husband the most realistic Homicide
Yeah.
detective, retiree. I mean,
Yeah.
him and his brother they will agree on certain things, but they're very straight and narrow.
Mhm.
And I gave him the shivers. He just like was running upstairs. He was like, "You're right. Oh my God."
Maybe dad was telling you something.
Well, it's not even that it was true or false. The main thing is we're trying to wake each other up.
Mm.
And our dreamland is part of it. Our subconscious is part of our brains, people.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason,
Mhm.
right? There's always blood traveling through our brains, our hearts, because plasma is everything.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if Dana finds out about the flat earth theory, though. I'd like to see if Q actually prescribes to it, because I don't know. I haven't heard it from anybody meaningful that I watch. AJ to be the biggest. Ancient Aliens, Giorgio Satakis. I think I always say his name wrong. That kid is going to be almost as famous as Trump. The Greek people should be so much smarter. I don't understand why they don't see left and right all these conspiracies because our words are in Greek. It's one of the oldest languages to the known world. Um, if they were one of the older civilizations, they were the ones who remember even aliens. And so I don't get I don't, there's something missing. Greek people are smart in general. And Giorgio, he is, or Georgie, whatever his name is, he's
The
fantastic.
ancient aliens guy.
Yeah. I mean, he traveled everywhere. He's traveled everywhere. I know Trump has been all over the place. People have been all over the place. This guy has been to ruins, places that 10 years ago they didn't let us look at. They only let us see what they wanted to let us see. Remember that, people. These are tricksters,
uh,
magicians. What was that word?
Illusionists.
Mentalist, numeric,
Yes.
what was the word? It was a weird word.
Mnemonics.
Mnemonics.
No, yeah.
MNE,
Yeah.
mnemonics, where they play tricks on you. And they've been doing it for centuries. Tricks on all humanity, you know? Freaking crazy. Let's see. Anybody say anything, Joe?
Oh, yeah, they have. Dwayne says, bright light, bright light. And I've been working and on call. What's
That's good.
MSG? What did you say MSG for?
Um, Chinese food often
Oh, yeah.
contains
Yeah.
MSG. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what,
Mm.
Dwayne, you're right. That was the first thing I thought of. My my husband remembered that I got sick the last time we ordered Chinese. So
Yeah.
it, I did change my whole um I changed. I don't eat the same. I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink. I would have had a couple of Baileys today. It's not like I won't drink. I just haven't drank for a year. Oh no. It's not about what they told you. It's not a disease. No. God, did I love to drink. Oh, I love to drink. I loved hair of the dog. I loved hanging out, playing pool, being with my friends. Didn't matter where it was, really. Now I wish I had known younger what I knew now, what I know now, right?
Yeah. We always do. Hindsight's always 2020. We all know that.
That's one of your favorite sayings. We just
Mhm.
won a historic landslide and mandate from the American people, but Senate Democrats are organizing to improperly stall and delay the confirmation process of many of the great nominees. They will try all sorts of tricks. Was I not just talking about
They
magic,
they
right?
they're doing it.
Starting very soon. Republicans must not allow them to do that. We have a country to run and many big problems to solve, mostly created and by the Democrats. Republicans, be smart and tough. You know what, Trump? Stop with the damn fucking Republicans. Stop. People are ready to wake the fuck up. Tell them it's good and evil. It's not to still make the mockery that it's about opinions and ideas when it comes to fucking abortion and
Yeah.
illegals coming into this country that can hurt us. We're ready to wake up.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't be thinking along the same lines as one party, this other party, and just warring back and forth. That's bad.
Yeah. I don't blame
That's
Trump, of course. I blame his writers or whoever's
yeah,
waiting. You think
yeah.
people aren't ready? People are fucking ready. They need to know the truth. They want to know the truth, and they're
We're
done with
ready
you
for it.
hiding it.
Yeah,
Huh?
we're ready for the truth.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm. We
It makes
deserve the truth. Oopsie. What does Joseph say? We're all on the back burner of life. Yeah,
January 1st is the first new year. January 20th is the start of a new era. Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes, yes,
think so.
yes.
Yep.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's next. We are past our 1 year anniversary at work. Very good, Dwayne. Joseph Rogers, we are
Buddy.
all on the back burner of life. Yes. You
Hmm.
lost 63 pounds. Did you do this intentionally or did it just happen? Did you get on a kick? Like, I'm very curious because you're not alone.
That's yeah, it's crazy.
People people that are sleeping still, they're not getting this good shit.
Right.
There's a lot of bad shit, good shit and bad shit, but
Mhm.
you're definitely not alone because I see it in my friends. Animals, animals are a bit better off. Um, because I was saying for like months that my friend's animal, like peep every day I saw a story. My kitten passed away, my dog is dying. Well, it's every day for months when I was in New Jersey. The last month or so, or more, I haven't seen any. I mean, it was like every day, maybe twice a day, three times a day. Now it's like none. What happened? The election happened. People feel better.
Yeah.
The majority of the
It was
people
a
in the world are happy and grateful and are relieved. We are one. The conspiracists that believe in like the Anunnaki and stuff like this, that believe that we are actually aliens, believe quantum physically somehow that we're God together. I believe this in a way. I believe God could not be if we were not here, if we all didn't play our parts. And I don't mean just as humans. I mean, when we die, we shouldn't be afraid of death because we still live just differently in a different form of energy. I absolutely believe that. And if you want to contradict me, it's fine. Everybody has their own way of
mhm.
thinking. But if you believe in heaven or hell and stuff like that, it's not much different because anything is better than Earth, right? At this point, at
Yeah.
this point, maybe in another 25 days or so, it's going to be a lot better. I don't know.
I'm hoping.
United we stand with Vance. I still do not like Vance.
Mhm. Sorry, man.
I
Because
don't know.
it's he's not there anymore. Where's he at now?
Right, right. He's not very important, and he never was. I've said it way before Vance even became, way before people were even picking VPs. I said, did anybody ever watch West Wing? Because it's really true. VPs are not important. They are not. They're only important if the president, happens to not be president for some reason anymore, death
Right.
or impeachment or something. Then the vice president takes over. But guess what? Who still has all the fucking information that the president had? Who? Do we know? Joe? Who has the president? Who is the closest person to the president?
The his wife, actually,
Well, yeah, I guess you're right about that. She would be in the inner circle. The chief of staff. The
chief of
wife is
staff.
not
That's my
allowed
next.
into the war room. They're not allowed into the security rooms.
The chief of
The chief
staff.
of staff.
Yes, the one that's in charge of everybody inside the White House.
That's right.
That person knows everything.
Everything. And probably the secretary too.
Yeah,
Secretary is
yeah,
important.
yeah.
There's a reason they call them secretaries.
Hmm. The
Secret.
secretary and the chief of staff work hand in hand.
A lot of times. Secret, right? The word
Hmm.
secret is in secretary for a reason,
That's
right?
right.
So, see, some of things are not conspiracies, they're truths. All right. Yeah, I wish Trump would stop with especially Trump, to hear him say Republicans. I understand he didn't want to make another group, another, because I mean, he would have done it with Jesse Ventura back in the day. He would have made the Reform Party 15 miles a day at work. That's very good. Yes, you should walk. Walking is healthy.
Yeah.
Um, it could help your life increase tenfold. Let's see what else. There's a lot of stuff I could go into right now. I don't know. It's like what, 3 in the morning?
Yeah, it's
The other
tough right
coincidence
here.
that we kind of hit on. Joe and I watch a lot of shows together. I watch a lot without him, but things that I find important, like the transvestites.
Oh God.
So we get to see the same commercials too. Do you remember the commercial that popped up, Joe? I don't know if you're going to remember this. It was a few days back, but I still find it interesting. Dr. Oz came up in one of the commercials on YouTube.
Mm.
Do you remember what we were saying, Joe?
About his
It,
black eye, about the black eye.
no, no. We thought it was strange that, well, I thought it was strange maybe that a doctor was up against in the election a
Yeah,
patient
yeah,
in Pennsylvania.
right. And the patient one.
Is this a coincidence? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Fetterman had brain cancer. Dr. Oz, I believe, is a renowned surgeon, mostly a heart surgeon, or
Yeah,
a heart
yeah.
surgeon. I think Ben Carson is a brain surgeon because at first you said brain, but I think he's heart. Isn't that strange? It's a little
Very
strange.
weird.
Did I just put up an article from the Daily Wire too?
It's
I
really
did.
weird that the patient beats the doctor
The
in it.
patient, but you see, that's the point, right? Because big pharma, right, Joe? We're supposed to,
Yeah,
the little guy who's been damned his whole life because cancer was given to us probably by some of Dr. Oz's products.
right.
Think about it.
Hmm.
And he won because the people win. There's no such thing as coincidences. Yes, here it is. Cancer fighting vibrating molecules, 99% efficiency against lab cultures of melanoma cells reported. Melanoma is one of the cancers my husband had from 9/11. So I'm very happy to hear this. Half the mice with melanoma tumors became cancer-free after treatment. That's from the Daily Wire today. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's from December 25th. Sorry, I didn't put it up earlier. Um, it's important because I've been saying, a lot of people say it. Really, I know I say that I've been saying it, but guys, I get my information from everybody else. Everybody does their work.
Mhm.
That vibrations and frequencies are all healing. Cancer fighting vibrating molecules. 99% efficiency against lab cultures of melanoma. Am I right, Joe?
You are right.
Frequencies,
It seems,
vibrations.
that seems to be better for us than anything else. It seems to heal us.
And isn't it amazing that it's just coming out now in this new era?
Hmm.
The
Maybe
Trump
they already
era?
knew about it, huh?
Let me tell you, this might be Trump's era, the golden era, but it's the people's era. And I mean people worldwide, even universal at this point. I think we're going to find out some amazing stuff. We were even watching some of the UFOs, right, Joe? And I would pause it.
Mhm.
I really try for not just for myself, for everybody to look at these pictures. And I definitely said like some of them were fake.
Yeah,
And you
you're right.
agreed. You agreed on a couple of them, I'm sure. Like you could tell at this point.
Yeah,
I guess when you're
that's
playing
good.
around with videos so much.
You really can't tell.
But some things are unexplainable.
Right.
The Phoenix lights were also seen in Texas. What was the name of the Texas county? Blamback?
That I
Lam
don't remember.
Let
God,
me see. I might have it. There was like some crazy Lubbock? The
Lubbock,
Lubbock lights.
Lubbock, Lubbock,
Lubbock?
in Lubbock. Yeah,
Thank
Lubbock.
you. Thank you.
Sorry.
That
Lubbock
wasn't
is a town. Lubbock is is a town on the New Mexico Texas border. It's right in Texas, but it's Lubbock, right on the western side of Texas.
Now, what's great about the pictures that these people took, it's just one guy was from college and he was studying photography
hmm
and he saw them.
hmm
And these were in daylight. That's, remember how I told you that the other ones were fake because in daylight or not usually, I would imagine the lights are still on a UFO,
Yeah,
or if not, it's shiny. So
right.
the sun is going to reflect off of it. So if it's dark underneath, I even told Joe how I believe they created the picture to make it look like a
Yeah,
UFO, which is
right.
pretty, it could be that way, a picture of a picture. But anyhow,
Well, there's a
and
way to tell. There's a way to tell. If you look up when an airplane is going over you, can't you see the bottom part of it, or is it black?
yeah, but these are black and white pictures. So it's also, but there are different types of black.
hmm
Believe it or not, there's not just one black. It's really crazy, but there's different types of black.
hmm
And I mean, I would have a hard time. See, I can tell the difference between our backgrounds. Joe's background is not as black as mine. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else can tell that. Can you even see it? So on a black and white picture, when you have a different type of black sticking out, like say if you had a sepia picture, I don't know if you guys know there's different, sepia and there's black and white with contrast, there's all these different things. If there's a different black and it happens to be the UFO, most likely it's fake. Yeah. Because the part of the barn underneath that's still shaded should be the same black as the UFO, and it's not, which means that some new element was added. That's the way I see it. But this kid took pictures of these lights, and then some guy off somewhere else, all the way on the other side of Lubbock, I think, got the same pictures. And he might have been a military man. I can't remember the whole story. But the Phoenix lights were seen by millions. Now, if they're not UFOs, people, what the fuck are they? Millions and millions of people, including our friend Johnny Rourke, who has passed
hmm
away.
He saw him
Knock on
too.
wood. R.I.P. Johnny, Happy New Year.
Yep.
Um, and his son both saw them.
Yes, they did.
And he said the size of 2 foot. And this guy did not lie. My friends, this guy was not a liar. He was not
Mhm.
a story. He was a patriot and a lover. He was a
He
fighter.
was, wasn't he? Yeah.
He died after going to the last rally or something, right? Probably contracted COVID.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he had a lot of health situations. He was
He
at
did.
it wasn't a rally, it was
It was
anti
somebody.
some, I don't know what I can't remember. Red would know.
Yeah.
You
It
don't
was some.
remember?
I can't remember where he went.
Joe,
He
your
went,
brain is like this small right now.
well, yeah, right now,
He's
yeah.
tired. He's tired. No, I get it. I had my sleep. He should be going to sleep.
Yeah, I
I'm
probably
just,
pretty soon.
you will.
Hmm.
We could get off in a minute anyhow, but okay, so many people, I mean, millions. You can't fake that. I've always said there were these floating islands. Now, whether they're from outer space, ETs or from us, I don't know. I also say that I heard years and years and years and years ago when YouTube first came out, I heard it on YouTube that the military is 50 to 100 years of
Ahead of
more
it.
advanced than us, right? Now, I say that a lot, and I'm going to say it a lot more because this goes with mentalists too. This goes with like CGI and pulling the rug over our faces, right? It's
Mhm.
it's one of the same things. You have to get used to that. That they and the military was not in good hands. Some of the military was, right? Not all of it. Some of the military was in good hands. So they did. They pulled the wool over our eyes, and we don't know the truths.
No,
They had drones way back in the 50s.
we saw.
We saw pictures. Yeah, that thing was a drone. Don't tell me it wasn't a drone. And
Yeah,
don't tell
he
me
was
that the good
standing on
guys
it.
didn't put out that video for us.
And if that was like that back in the 50s, they refined it, you know. They
Right.
refined that thing.
Oh, of course. It's been
Yeah,
over and over and over and over again.
yeah, look at the
And if
technology
they
we have
had
now.
that where somebody was standing on it in the 50s and 60s, whatever era that was, it was out in the 30s and 40s. The idea, at least.
Right.
It's time to wake up, people. They've been keeping us blinded for centuries for a reason. Dwayne says he works in the musical arts building. I like that. Like
Musical, yeah, you would. Hmm. Musical arts.
my my
That's
my
your forte.
my poor guitar teacher. He really he taught in Brown
Hmm.
and other school. He taught in like three colleges, including mine. And he thought I was going to be a musician. I wonder, maybe I never showed him my artwork. I'm not a music. I play guitar. I play a few instruments, little bits here and there. But he really wanted to, because I remember him taking me to the other. He wanted me to go to the other college and meet him to play. And then I realized, what the fuck am I doing this for? I'm never gonna. I like playing, but it's not my forte. I mean, what I did behind us is my forte. I like colors. Music
Hmm.
and colors go together, though. People with musical ability have reverence over us. They really do, because it's vibrations and frequencies, and that's what music is. Joe, you're gonna pass out.
Get in there.
Go. Let's say goodnight.
Yeah.
You met the Doobie Brothers on campus. That's really cool, Dwayne.
Oh, that's really cool.
I mean, I could go on. We have a lot of people watching, but I mean, Joe
Mm.
is gonna pass out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I've been up a long time.
Joe, why don't you go? I'll end it anyhow.
Yeah. Yeah. Peace, guys. Love you,
Peace
man.
out.
Yeah. Take care.
Happy New Year, Joe.
Is
We'll see you in the
Happy
morning.
New Year, everybody.
We'll
We'll
come on
see you.
tomorrow
We'll see
anyhow.
you next time. Peace.
I'm gonna just bring up one other thing because it's very disturbing. Something Mama Helen reshared with me. I have seen it before, and honestly, I forgot about it. So this is why it's great that, everybody has their different subjects and different ways of finding information. There was it looked like it was probably the 80s, maybe the 70s. Mama Helen isn't on, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have asked her. There was a news reporters asking all these construction workers I think they were, I would call them dock workers, maybe. They unloaded boxes from the ships or whatnot, maybe trains, ships. I have to relook at it. Uh, and each one of them were like, we were horrified. We didn't know what to think. It was disgusting. Many vomited. And this is forgotten news, and it's relevant that we bring it up now. There were something like 4,000 dead children, babies, found, or 7,000. Sorry, I can't remember exactly. Um, in one of the containers. One of the containers. The one guy, he's saying, I don't want to share it. I really don't want to share it. At least not right now. It's New Year's. The video. Because these guys are manly men and they're vomiting and crying and in dispute with all logic. Because who would do this? That all these babies were dead, that when they opened it, things were falling out. Parts, body parts were falling out. And this is why they got so sick. And how did this happen? Even if it was seven, for two babies, what? It doesn't matter. How does that happen? And they were dismembered, decapitated, everything. It was all over the place. It was a bloody mess. Where was this container going to? Where was it coming from? Mama Helen had said that there was a tunnel there, which I believe wholeheartedly, and it led to P. Diddy's house. Now, you might think it's strange because, this 80s P. Diddy, well, he couldn't have been 15, 20 years old. Maybe he wasn't into all this shit yet. I don't know. Maybe he was born into it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The houses are what matters. The tunnels are what matters. Who takes over those houses are who matters, right? Because if it already existed, those tunnels did exist for quite some time. Like the Vanderbilts. These things go back to the 19 or even late 1800s, early 19th century. They started building. I mean, when did they start constructing the tunnels for the trains, for the subways and such? They had drilling technology. We were mining our whole lives. We've been mining gold and veins our whole lives of ore, right? So we knew very well how to get through rock. They did it in such a way that they made it seem like, oh, we're going to build subways here, but yet on the side they were doing another tunnel. It is the truth, my friends. Um, Maybe tomorrow I'll show certain things. I don't know, but as for now, I think that's enough. I do have a lot of info. I've been studying and that's why I'm so tired. My brain hurts, people. Happy New Year. I love you all. Thank you for joining us. Good night, Joe. All right. Good night, Dwayne. Good night, Joseph. Good night, Rags. Not to be mix it up with the Joseph Rogers. And good night to the rest watching. Love you all. Take care. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Happy, 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 happy New Year, guys. The best to y'all.